Good morning and welcome to the Northern Carp Cup. The first qualifier is here at the wonderful Tyram Carp Fishery in South Yorkshire. It's a syndicate lake, it's about 10 acres with 20 fish over the 30-pound barrier, 2 fish over the 40, and what can I say? It's a cracking venue. There's 12 pairs that enter these competitions with the top 4 pairs going through. It's quite simple. It starts at 12 o'clock on Friday and finishes at 12 o'clock on Sunday. The biggest accumulative weight is those that go through, with the top 4 pairs going on to the final at Newbridge Lakes and that coveted title of the Northern Carp Cup champion. The Northern Carp Cup is part of an umbrella. The umbrella is the British Carp Cups. You have 3 sections, the Northern section, the Midlands and the Southern. The idea being that the top 4 from each qualifier go on to fish the final. The idea is being to get into the top 4. You go on to the final, you win the final and you take the title of the Northern Champion. There's also the Midlands Champion and the Southern Champion. Then from that, the top 4 from each final will go on to the British Carp Cup final. From there, you can be crowned British Carp Cup Champion of Great Britain. Okay, so we've just had the draw. You've seen the guys pick their numbers. They're going to get off to their pegs. I'm here with Mark. He's the owner of Tyram Fisheries, and he's going to run through. What do you reckon then, Mark?
First choices, with the lads who's drawn out, I'd definitely go for peg 2 as a first choice. Reason being, you've got so many features. You've got the first island directly in front of you. You can fish down the left-hand side, halfway down the island, which are the deep spots, which many of our lads always use for the bigger fish.
Especially this time of year, it's still quite cold out there, isn't it?
It's dropping down to like 11-12 feet just directly off the island, so you're expecting some good result from there. And if the weather does warm up, right hand side, you've got the main plateau, and that drops to 5 foot. And you've got a few variations there from in between weed, and you've got your reeds down and overhanging trees. So
lots to go at. The guys are going to have some choices, aren't they? Yeah, definitely. It's always difficult, especially because it's a syndicate lake, isn't it? So the guys are going to turn up and not going to fish it before. So they're going to turn up, look at the lake, read the water, and try and find these spots. I'm sure some of them have been picking your brains before.
Yeah. There's been 1 or 2 down. Just asking what's what.
Judging by the pictures, you've got a good stock of fish in there as well. There's some cracking fish there.
There is, yeah. We've got an average rough around 20. 25, 30, good mid to high 30s. A couple of good 40s in there with Baby Baz reaching £43 now. And our famous one, Casper, who's now 42.
So a great little syndicate to be on. I might try to get this Aberdeen. It's quite so far away from me, and it's quite so cold, isn't it?
No, that's it. It's very cold.
So you'll go with peg 8, you think?
At the present, peg 8, our peg 8. And then the second choice, definitely the peg 4, which is our peg 19. That's there again. You've got 2 islands to go in now.
You should have entered yourself, mate, maybe.
I'm kicking myself. I wish I had now. Bit more of a choice. You've got 2 islands to go from there. Both islands, definitely a lot of features. Deep water either side, a lot of plateaus in front of there. You've also got the advantage of part of the plateau. So if it does warm up
there's
again,
always one of those spots in every lake, isn't there?
There is,
everyone knows it, and if the guys have done the research, they're going to find that.
Definitely going to find it, you've got 3 or 4 good weed spots in front of peg 19, or peg 4, which you know when you get the marker float, you get them to start leading around a bit.
They're going to find them, aren't they?
You know where the clear spots are instantly. So it's definitely one to look out for as well. So that's the bonus one.
Brilliant. So the competition's underway. It started at 12 o'clock yesterday and we've had fish already. 2 fish have been out through the night. The first fish going to 80 Bamforth and Simon Tansey with a cracking fish at £33, a fish known as butthead. Now fish are very recognisable, and when you look at fish, people tend to recognise them and give them names. This fish is called butthead due to the fact that it's always known to swim around with another fish, and that fish is called beavers, with the very famous beavers and butthead. So butthead's been out at £33 and put those guys into the lead. The second fish come out was to Daniel Holloway and AJ Collier. They had an 11-pound 6-ounce mirror, which puts them into second place. These competitions aren't all about big fish. It's not about catching the biggest fish in the lake. It's about catching the most fish that you can and getting that weight up. So that 11-pound 6 fish has put them into second place and into a qualifying position. We're on Saturday morning at the minute. There's still over 30 hours of the match to go. I'm sure these guys are going to try and pull it out of the bag and fish as hard as they can. The match fishing scene is very different to how carp fishing is for most people. They will set up their stall, they'll put some bait out. These guys will work through the night. They will be up all night looking for signs of fish. Little sign of fish, something cast to it can result in a fish, and that fish on the bank can give you that qualifying spot. So we've got AD and Simon in the lead at the minute with that lovely £33 fish. So let's pop over to the other side of the lake, have a little chat with them and see how they go about turning up to a venue that they haven't really fished and trying to catch a fish. AD, Simon, so you're in the lead. One fish this morning, how does it feel?
Yes, very pleased about that. Yeah. Going well.
Yeah, what was it, 33 on the nose?
33 on the dot, yeah, bang on.
Happy with that as a day's fish anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Yeah. Perfect.
So this is the first qualifier of the Northern Carp Cup. It's a syndicate venue. I take it you haven't had a chance to practice or anything?
No. First time to the venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do? How do you think? What are you thinking when you come into a venue for the first time and you haven't been able to practice here? What's you thinking? What's your ideas?
A lot of homework.
Internet research and YouTube stuff. Looking around.
Asking about the lake. Asking people who fish the lake about boiling water, the tactics, things like that.
And it's obviously worked for you because you took the first fish, and not only the first fish, but it was a £30 fish, which in these sort of venues, you know, you need 2 or 3 fish sometimes to catch up with that 33. So that's put you in the lead at the moment, which you've got to be quite happy with on the first morning.
Brilliant.
Nice chunk.
So whereabouts did you get it from? What were your ideas? What did you think
when we first turned up, we didn't want a minimal disturbance on the water. We just had a quick lead about, finding the spots, what we're fishing on, and then placing rigs. And just basically boiler fishing.
Not too much bait, because we're still obviously in mid-March. It's still fairly cold. I think around the 6-7 degree mark, aren't we? So you know, the water's not quite warming up yet, so we're not going to be floater fishing, that's for sure. I can see everybody's wrapped up warm and got their hats on. Even I've got one on. You know, it's pretty cold. So what's your plan now? You're not going to change anything. You're just going to stick to your guns.
No, stick to your guns. Just leave them out there. Keep it quiet, minimal.
There's quite a few geese around up here. I'm sure they're causing a bit of disturbance at this time of year. They're all deciding to start having a look for a mate. So that's probably caused you some trouble. I take it you're fishing close to the island?
Yeah, very close to tight up,
Yeah?
Yeah, clipped up, yeah.
It's on the back of that wind as well. We've got a northeasterly today, so that's not a warm wind either. So
no, it's
very cold in here.
That fish was obviously shouting away from the wind like the rest of us are going to be later. Okay, boys, well done. Let's see. Hope you can carry it on and take it through to the final.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Cheers. Thank you.
Right, so here we are at Tyram Hall with AJ and Dan in peg 1. You happy with your draw?
weren't to start with, was we?
Nah.
Just because of the wind and how cold it is, but we've got the deepest end of the lake, so that's a good thing. So we thought they wouldn't be too far away as it's just been winter, but we've done a bite, so.
It's done a bite, and that wind is biting, isn't it?
It's cold, isn't it?
Proper cold.
So.
And yeah, it's looking at the swim, we've got a lot of features though.
Yeah, we've got an island there, we've got a few bars as well. It's deep, about 20 yards out, we've got like 14 foot of water, so
No, it's looking good.
Got a few options.
Yeah, it's a nice looking lake as well, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
you've got lots of features to aim at, and as I say, you've got your island here and your little bars here, so you've got some good areas to fish to.
Yeah.
What approach have you been using? You've been putting a lot of bait in, or just little scatterings?
Just little scatterings, really. Mainly, we put a bit in earlier, but yesterday we put it in the evening because the birds are a nightmare. But what we got? We put a zig out yesterday. Didn't have nothing on the zigs, and then we fished last night. I think we had 2 or 3 rods and stiff hinges, and then one on a combi just on the bottom. The bite we had this morning come to a stiff hinge, like over there sort of thing on a white pop up. It's just slow sinking, so it's going to sit on anything. So yeah.
So you're going to carry on what you're doing then and not change anything?
Well, we've took one rod off the island. It was on a stiff hinge on a pink pop up, and we put that on the deck just because they've had one from around there on the deck, and just dropping and changing really. See what works best. But kept the one we caught the fish on, obviously on that same method, so same spot.
Tried and trusted, yeah. Tried and trusted.
Nice to see one, to be honest.
I think the bite will come later on tonight, to be honest.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think they feed more comfortable at night on here.
Yeah, and there's not so much angling pressure on it with this competition either. So
surprised, see that peg over there in the corner. Surprised we ain't seen any fish down there because it does look nice.
It looks nice, and it's off the wind.
Yeah.
And the sun and the heat of the sun's hitting it. So I'm surprised.
I'm surprised it didn't get pegged as well. To be honest, that's where we practiced last week.
Yeah.
Didn't catch anything though.
Oh, well. All right, we'll keep plugging away, lads, and we'll speak to you a bit later on.
No,
nice one, thank you.
So we're at the halfway point. It's 12 o'clock on Saturday and we're 24 hours in. A very difficult point in the competition. There's only 2 fish out so far. That 33 pounder to Andy Bamford and Simon Tansley, which puts them into lead position. Then in second place, Dan Holliday and AJ Collier with the 11 pound 6, which is keeping them in second. Now you're probably asking yourselves, what happens if no more fish are caught? How are you going to decide who goes through to the final? It's very simple. It's called a cast off. Nobody likes to cast off. It's very difficult to cast at something when it's not across water. But not only that, you've got all the other competitors watching you and willing you to miss. Very simple procedure. We take a square, a metre square, a 2 metre square on the outside. We set it at a distance that is decided once everybody is finished and waiting by the organiser of the event. The guys then take it in turns to send 2 casts at the target, getting 10 points for landing in the middle of the target, 5 points for the outer target, and no points for a miss. This then goes on, your points get added up, and then if you're in the top 2, you're going on to the final.
Got one in then.
Is it your first time doing the British Carp Cup? Or have you done it a couple of years? Yeah, you've done it a couple of years.
Yeah, I've done it for a couple of years now.
Has it changed throughout the few years, or have you kept the same sort of tactics year in, year out?
Well, it depends on the venue you're fishing, but the last couple of years we have used the same tactics. Yeah.
Is it the same sort of thing you do? There's like a base that you go to most lakes and set off on.
Start off on that,
and then work away from it. What is it? Is it sort of without giving away too many sort of the secrets of what you do? Is it a match fishing style of slowly build and swim up, or is it more just sit
baiting
and
at first and waiting,
like
and then
waiting, see
what happens.
Yeah. Then just regular baiting. If you're getting fish, a bit more in, just try and keep them there. Yeah. And keep the fishing going.
I take it paramount with a reasonably little venue like this, and in the colder months as well. Keeping your eyes peeled on the lake all the time.
Oh yes,
spotting.
Always watching the water.
Yeah.
Because any signs of fish, just get on them basically.
Is there any, with anyone that's going to be watching it and people that are going to be looking to get into the match fishing side of carp fish, is there anything that you'd say to them as a good starting block of where you want to start with your tactics or anything like that? Is it your match fishing, build, swim up, how you just said? Just
basic, keep it basic and work from it.
Just fish what you're confident in.
Yeah. What major do and major don't of match carp fishing, what would it be?
Don't pile a load of bait in the beginning.
Yeah.
Do a bit of homework on your venue. Try
Yeah,
if you can't get to
definitely.
fish it before,
Yeah.
as much homework as you can, work from it.
So I'm in the swim with Ryan Need, Wayne Mansford, 2 seasoned match anglers. These guys have been doing it a long time. The carping scene started match angling about 15 years ago, and these guys have been in it from the beginning. So we're going to have a quick chat with them, see how they approach venues like this and what the appeal is when it comes to the match carp angling. So boys, it's Sunday morning, there's only 2 fish been out, 12 pairs of anglers. You know, it's a lot of rods out in this water for 2 fish to come out. It is still March, obviously the fish aren't waking up yet. Is there anything that you do now at this sort of point? Do you chop and change things? Do you start experimenting a little bit?
Just play it by ear, basically. You know, we don't want to. There's no point putting in a lot of bait and try and get the fish moving because you know we've only got a few hours left and it's cold.
Yeah.
So just basically just go off what we see. And this morning we've seen a little fish roll. It's the first fish we've seen rolling it. And then got a couple of rods on him roll.
So you saw the fish, you thought, right, okay, let's get some rods straight onto that.
Just act on it. Look. It's the only thing you can do really in these matches. Just act on what you see accordingly. You know.
So that's where staying up and keeping an eye on the water really comes into its element, I suppose. Yeah. Wayne, you're quite renowned for being an accurate caster. Have you used that on this venue? Have you found some spots that have been, you know, pretty difficult for most people to get to?
I have, but we've been plagued by the geese. The geese are mating season at the minute, and they're just smashing my spots left, right, and centre. So I'm going to have another go on another island just out to the left, and just give that a go for an hour there. And fingers crossed. That's all we can do.
Obviously, there's the cast off. We did notice earlier you were having a little bit of a practice. Is it something you're looking forward to?
No, honestly not. No, my heart's already started pounding there.
It's not really the best way to settle things, but sometimes it's like the penalty shootout, isn't it? It's just
that's right. We need a way. We need to get a result, and it's a way of still showing angling skill. Obviously, Wayne will be quite confident being the caster that he is. Put no pressure on you there, Wayne, or anything. But obviously, we have to get a result, don't we? So it's a nice way of doing it. Is there anything you did specifically when you were coming to this venue? Because obviously, you guys, I know Wayne, you're from London way, and Ryan, you're down Birmingham way, and this is a little bit far north for you.
I'll come up for a little practice about 4 days ago. I managed to winkle one out. Well, there hasn't been much out. It's as you can see, the weather, it's bleak.
Yeah, it's still quite cold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just it's the season. That's all. It's just the way it goes. But everything's due to wake up soon. But it just hasn't this weekend.
That's right. Yeah. Have you guys got some more matches planned as well? I take it.
Yeah, we've got a busy few weeks. Pack up from here, home for a couple of days. We've got a feature on the local water. Pack up from there on a Thursday, head up to the Midlands for the Midlands Carp Cup. Then we're home for 4 days, is it? And then we're back out doing the Eric's Championships. Home for 4 days, and then we're off to Hungary for 2 weeks. So
chasing hippos from one extreme to the next.
So there we go, 2 seasoned match anglers there, giving away a few little tips. Obviously, they've researched it. They've come up and practiced. What more can you do? If the fish aren't playing ball, they're not playing ball. But one thing's for sure, these guys will try to the very last minute. They won't think, we'll pack up early. They will keep fishing hard right the way up to that hooter. So best of luck, boys. For being an accurate island caster. He's flicked that one out there. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close to that island. I'd love to be able to cast like this, man. He's happy with that. He's going to sink his line a little bit, pop it on his alarm, clip up the bobbin, and hope that does them a fish that will take them into the final.
Let's have a look at our proof.
Down into the last 15 seconds of the competition. Carrot's about to sound the hooter, end the competition. Still only 2 fish out, so it's going to go to the inevitable cast off. So there we have it, guys. That's the end of the competition. 48 hours fished. Sadly only 2 fish out, so we're going to go over to the cast off now and see who gets those last 2 qualifying places.
Okay, first cast.
So it's off to the cast off. Dave standing 4th there, goes for the first cast. Oh, that was close. It's quite a nerve-wracking thing this is, doing a cast off, because you have to cast towards a small area that is across grass instead of water, which is a lot more difficult to gauge distance. It sounds strange, but the guys are used to casting into water and not into grass, so it's quite difficult to do. So he's going to reel in. He gets 3 attempts. That was his first attempt, so that sort of gauges it. He sort of knows where he is now. Now they're not allowed to put it in the clip. They have to cast freehand. So he's going to go for his second cast. Nice little flick. That was close, that one. That one hit the tape, so that one's not going to count. So that's 2 casts and 2 misses. This will go on until everybody's done their casts and there is 2 out clear winners. So here we go, the cast off. He's had a couple already. One very near miss, he actually hit the tape. Here goes his 3rd one. Oh, and that's in. Right in the middle.
Shot right.
That was close. Now you see Wayne there used a slightly different tactic. Not doing an overhead cast, but actually going for an underarm cast. Distance is probably about 30 yards, I'd say. So in the cast off with Wayne Mansford. Wayne's going for a slightly different style of casting. He's going to go for an underarm flick rather than the overhead. Distance is about 30 yards. That went a bit wayward. Concentration on Wayne's face there as he goes for the underarm. Distance of about 30 yards is a good chuck. It's gone a little bit left.
Well done, mate. Fair play, mate.
That was tough for an underarm, that is. Brave going for that.
Well done.
You want to have another go, don't you?
Okay guys, here we come to the conclusion at Tyram Fisheries in the Northern Carp Cup qualifier. In 4th place, Wayne Mansford and Ryan Need after a cast off. In 3rd place, Liam Seven and David Staniforth, also from the cast off. 2nd place, Daniel Holiday and AJ Collier, with 1 fish for £11 6 ounces. Top of the shot, Adi Bamforth and Simon Tansley, also with 1 fish for £33. Well done, guys. Right, now for the presentation. Wayne and Ryan in 4th place go through to the Northern Carp Cup final at Newbridge Lakes, and the top 3 placers all get trophies. So, in 3rd place, Liam Seven and David Staniforth. Come on, Barry, come up to the second trophies. Well done, David. Thank you. Well done. Second place, Daniel Holiday and AJ Collier. And 1st place, Adi Bamforth and Simon Tansley. Well done, guys. See you all at Newbridge Lakes, guys.
So there we have it, the end of 48 hours here at Tyram Fisheries. Our 4 pairs are through to the finals, and they're going to battle it out to be the champions of the North. And not forgetting, they then go on to fish the Champions of Champions, which is the British Carp Cup final.